The Lord of the Rings is one of the most beloved fantasy universes ever created, and in my opinion, the definition of a great story. It's not just epic battles and elves, good versus evil, it's about the long journey to get there. For some reason, we Tolkien fans haven't got banger after banger like we deserve. For every Battle of Middle-earth 2, we have the Gollum game. For every Shadow of War, we have Tales of the Shire. So what gives? Why are we not able to get truly epic Lord of the Rings games? I grew up with Tolkien's world, first being introduced with the movies, and I continue to re-watch them to this day. Only the extended edition, of course. So naturally, I always wanted to play a game in Middle-earth. The first Lord of the Rings game I ever got into was The Third Age, a turn-based RPG that was based in the movies. Then I played War of the Ring, an RTS that was okay, but then I discovered Battle for Middle-earth and I loved it. During those days, we had so many great Star Wars games that I wanted Lord of the Rings to be able to compete. And for the past few years, we've had some actually pretty decent games. The Shadow of Mordor is a great game. You feel like a threat to the orcs, and for the first time in a long time, you felt like a powerhouse in a Lord of the Rings game. It also introduced the Nemesis system, which is revolutionary. Having orcs remember you after a battle and them gaining power and stature if they actually killed you, but because you actually can't die and you come back and fight them again, seeing their reactions to seeing the dead walk amongst them is just chef's kiss. Then Shadow War came along, and the microtransactions bull that came with the game when it first came out, and recently I learned that they trademarked the Nemesis system, which gets rid of any competition, left a stain in the series for me. Not to mention the studio that created the Nemesis system is gone, so no one, and I mean no one, can use it for a very long time. So the Nemesis system is just collecting dust. But we've also got some stinkers. Gollum, a game that is an insult to the IP. It felt like no one involved really understands Tolkien's universe. Not to mention the gameplay was so dull. Why am I paying money to do chores for the orcs? The game is absolutely terrible, with ugly character models, janky movement, and a morale system that actually had some pretty decent potential, but even if it was good, it wouldn't make the game worth playing. And now we have Tales in the Shire. When I heard this game was coming out, I didn't see anything about it, just that it was a game where you play as hobbits in their tiny homes and you could farm. I was thinking this game could possibly replace Valheim for me, where I could play a cozy game with my wife and friends after we're tired of getting our asses kicked in Marvel Rivals for the last 2 hours. But then I saw the footage and it just looks bad. And usually I don't care for graphics, but these graphics and the art style is just terrible. And the worst part is when you see this, I expect the most simple PC could run this. But somehow this cozy game needs a more powerful graphics card than Shadow of War. That's just embarrassing on optimization. Not to mention this game is just full of fetch quests and uninteractable NPCs. A snooze fest even for a game like this. And honestly, this game is the reason why I'm making this video. I want to see what I can think of when it comes to making a good Lord of the Rings game. So, here's my pitch. An RTS game based on the Silmarillion timeline. And some people say that RTSs are dead, same like how they said turn-based RPGs are dead. But Expedition 33 kind of turned that over its head, and I think this game can do the same. The story begins with a breathtaking cutscene. Iluvatar, the Ainur, the Valar, they are creating the world of Arda. You watch the majesty, and then the corruption begins. Morgoth rises and causes chaos and corruption to the world. When I think of this, I kind of imagine the opening scene of the first Bionicle movie. The game takes place during the War of the Jewels as the Noldor, powerful elves, wage war against Morgoth to reclaim the Silmarils, these beautiful and powerful jewels. During this gameplay, you gather supplies, food from farms, animals, and fishing, wood. Just make sure you don't cut the trees from Fangorn, or Treebeard will get you, metal, and maybe something like favor from Age of Mythology to get mythical creatures to help you in battle, or train hero units. With these supplies, you command massive armies across centuries of conflict, and battles are never ending, but you push through the enemy lines and destroy the orc camp. But sometimes, out of nowhere, you are ambushed and all the soldiers you trained are now rotting on a newly corrupted earth. The maps can be huge, ranging from entire valleys where the battle can take a long time to finish, or more intimate battles where you are defending a fort similar to Helm's Deep, where you have limited resources and you need to do whatever you can to hold the line. But here's the twist. On very key important moments, the camera changes perspective. So imagine this. You go from a bird's eye view of a normal RTS to a third-person perspective on a soldier. There are brand new gameplay mechanics that are reminiscent of good old action-adventure games like Darksiders 2. And I don't want a Souls-like with this. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing everything being a Souls-like now. In these moments, you are sometimes a nameless soldier fighting for the cause. You are Fingolfin clashing with Morgoth, an epic battle where ballads will be sung for centuries. You're Ecthelion, standing your ground against the Balrog, your soldiers retreating as you hold the line. It's a hard battle, but one that no one will ever forget. Or you can be a general winning a battle, but the ground begins to shake, the mountain cracks, and then comes the dragon, Galron. And you do whatever you can with a monster that you've never seen before in Middle-earth. You make a final stand. Think Halo Reach style sacrifice. Emotional, brutal, earned. There can be some other gameplay mechanics to make the world feel lived in. If one of these named characters, like a general, dies, they are replaced by other characters in cutscenes, and even people will sometimes have funerals and songs based on these generals. Again, just to make the world seem more alive. And also, when you complete the campaign, play as the villains, which in my opinion has always been the funnest part about playing a video game. When you're done playing as the good guys, you play as the villains. And here you could play as Morgoth, raising his armies against you. During those third-person perspectives, you could play as Morgoth, you can play as an orc chieftain, or you can even play as a Balrog, sweeping its flaming sword, eviscerating the enemy lines. Also, something that would be cool to see from the Battle for Middle-earth RTS games is being able to customize special hero units just so that you could add some little flair of yourself in the world of Middle-earth. Bracer Group, if you're watching this, you know where to find me, because I'm a guy that loves Lord of the Rings, and I would love to see the perfect blend of Lord of the Rings and fun gameplay. I know I don't have the answers, but I know one thing. We Tolkien fans deserve better. We deserve more than shovelware and missed opportunities. We deserve something epic, something that feels like Middle-earth. Now, if you like Gollum for what it is, or Tales of the Shire, all the power to you. I don't want to tell you you can't like these games. They're just not for me and not what I'm looking for when it comes to Lord of the Rings. The ideas of these games are great on paper, but to me, they fumbled. So what do you guys think? Do you think a mix of RTS and action gameplay can make a really cool game? Or do you think there's something else that could be made? I was also kind of thinking of a horror-based game where you're playing as someone fleeing from goblins in the mines of Moria, or you're just a little hobbit running from Shelob as she's trying to catch you in her caves. Or honestly, this one was kind of a goofy idea where imagine you're playing a game against Sauron. You're trying to have a battle of wits, and it's kind of like a deck building game akin to Slay to the Spire. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more nerdy rants and game ideas, hit the subscribe button, and until then, I'll see you guys next time.